All right. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and today we are kicking off our series. It's going to be a verse by verse breakdown of the Book of Sirach. And as the title says, it is a it's practical wisdom for modern day life. You know, the definition of a good definition of wisdom I found is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. The It says the soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of experience, knowledge, and good judgment. Um, the body of knowledge and principles that develops within a specified society or period. So, to a degree, that's a pretty good definition. But when you read the Book of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus, that's what it is. It a lot of practical knowledge, and when you go through these books like Proverbs, I would say Sirach is Proverbs kind of expanded even more. But when you go through books like these and study through them, uh, it's it literally covers everything. One of the best ways I describe Sirach, otherwise known as the Book of Ecclesiasticus, not to be confused with Ecclesiastes, and the Book of Proverbs. One of the ways I describe it is, um, you always hear people, uh, a lot of people talk about, hey, be obedient to Yah's word, be obedient to the law, this, that, and the other. Um, these two books break Yah's laws down to the most basic, infinitesimal, granular level. That's what these books do. And you're going to see as we read through this book, and then eventually we're going to do Proverbs, you're going to see that it does just that. It literally will order your steps. It literally will, it tells you um, how to conduct yourself in literally any life situation that could present itself. Okay, uh, from relationships to how to conduct yourself at work to situations when you're at a banquet or some type of gathering, how to conduct yourself, to um, discerning certain types of people, who to deal with, who not to deal with. It's a lot. Um, and yeah, it is. It this book is, if you really want to know how to walk this thing out in spirit and in truth, the book of Sirach's a book to go to, and the book of Proverbs, um, where you see a lot of gray areas, um, where people, because sometimes you see people out there, oh, well, where's my sin? What sin did I do? What law did I break? Or this, that. You can, without a doubt, find it right there in Sirach or in Proverbs. One of those two books or both. Okay. So anyway, with that said, we're gonna get into this, and like I said, we're gonna go verse by verse. We're gonna be reading out of a King James version apocrypha, and at times we're gonna refer to other versions. But and just to elaborate on things and for clarity. But what I will tell you is the KJV is the solidest one, the one that's the most solid in its breakdown, because as you get further into Sirach, like I think you get to like Sirach 30, chapter 36 or something like that, and it begins talking about marriage and women and stuff like that. You see some of these other versions are very, very watered down, and they try to change the meaning of stuff to kind of fit this feminized culture, and it's very clear. And when we get to that point, we'll definitely bring that out. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna get this thing moving, and we're gonna start with uh, verse 1, chapter 1. We're gonna read a couple verses, and then we'll elaborate. You know what I'm saying? So it says, all wisdom. Okay, let me put it on up there so we can see it. It says, all wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever. Okay? Who can understand, I'm sorry, who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven and the breadth of the earth? Breadth of the earth, and the deep, and wisdom. Wisdom have been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. Okay? And the definition of prudence is the ability to use reason to govern, discipline oneself. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, prudent is basically, I don't think that was a good definition. That was one of them AI definitions. Prudent is the act of showing care and forethought for the future. Okay, so you know, but at the end of the day, these things, when you sum up what's being said, is just considering things, actually taking time to consider things. We're going to keep reading. The word of God Most High is a foundation of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. So these first 5 verses are letting you know, with all the noise and with all the, I know now you get flooded with information. It's coming from everywhere. It's literally doubling, tripling every day. There's a lot of noise out there, but with these 5 verses, let you know is that this is the signal. This ain't the noise. This ain't the static. This is the signal. This is the one-stop shop. This is the one place you could go to and know that what you are receiving is uncut, is solid, is concrete. You could take it to the bank, and that's what they're basically conveying in these verses we're reading here. To whom have the root of wisdom been revealed, or who have known her wise counsels? Unto whom have the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who have understood her great experience? There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord sitting upon his throne. He created her and saw her and numbered her and poured her out upon all his works. She is with all flesh according to his gift, and he hath given her to them that love him. Okay? And that's an important verse is laid out there to those that love him. And what is love? It's not this bubblegum emotional stuff that they try to um, uh, push in this society. Um, their definition of when you look at society's definition of love, it's closer to the Bible's definition of lust. It literally is identical. It literally matches up with the Bible's definition of lust. Um, when you look at the Bible's definition of love, is keeping His commandments. Um, it says, "If you love me, you'll keep my commandments." So if we claim to love Yah, we'll be obedient to His word, and in doing that, we will receive the blessings of His word. And as we read through this, and in the future when we go through Proverbs, you'll see, man, both of these books, literally the first 4, 5, 6 chapters. I know in Proverbs, the first 4, 5, 6 chapters are literally, that's all they're talking about is those chapters are just talking about love and not love. They're literally just talking about wisdom. You know what I'm saying? How important it is. You know, one of them says, I think the first chapter of Proverbs says, uh, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all you're getting, get understanding. And it just, every chapter opens with that. It's like, I think like the first 8 chapters just stress the importance of getting wisdom. And that is, again, applying this word, and as we read through this, you're going to see some of the stuff that's said. It's applying that in your life and in the situations that you have. Okay? So it says, the fear of the Lord. Well, let's see. I think I skipped ahead. There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord sitting upon his throne. He created her and saw her and numbered her and poured her out upon all his works. She is with all flesh according to his gift. So this is a gift, okay? And he have given her to them that love him. The fear of the Lord is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness and a long life. Okay? And that is the fear of the Lord. Okay? That is what brings that. Knowing that, hey, what he has laid out is on point. Okay, so let's keep reading. I was looking over at the other version just to see if it went even more granular than we already did. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. It says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Okay? So, when you see fools, the opposite of wisdom is a fool. Okay? And we're going to get into that. You're going to see, man, like one of the things that you're going to see that is going to become very evident is, you know, what foolishness is and what being a fool is. And what wisdom is. And you're going to see where foolishness is at in your life, and the pain it causes and what it brings. You saw that the gifts of fearing the Lord is gladness, a crown of rejoicing, it said, honor, glory, a merry heart, joyfulness, gladness. When when foolishness, the fruit that yields is the exact opposite of all those things I just read. And you're also going to see what uh, this book says about fools. And you're going to see where in areas of your life you're operating in foolishness. Okay? You're going to see people in your life that are fools and operating in foolishness. And again, this book is going to break down, you know, when you have those types of people around you, there's not joy. There's not all these benefits and happiness and joy and all this stuff going on. That's a key thing to watch. And the important thing, the thing I want to emphasize, it says to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And it was created with the faithful in the womb. Okay? So when you see somebody operating as a fool in foolishness, it's literally like a math equation. You can just do the math and know what the sum is. Okay? You can know they don't fear the Lord but when you see people operating in foolishness. And like I said, as we move forward and as we read more into this, you're gonna see where you're gonna be able to discern and see these things operating in your life and other people's lives. You'll be able to see it. Okay. All right. She have built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. Hey, Coy, can you turn that off? So it says, she have built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed. To fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits. Y'all, we are already, you see me right here, I'm on verse 16, and it's still going on about wisdom and how critical and important it is. Okay? It's stressing this. Okay? And we're continuing to read. And as you can see, wisdom is a spirit. I think it's going to say that in here. Let's see what it says. Let's just keep reading. She filleth all their house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish. Wow. You see that? Like it's really it's really hammering this thing in, and you're beginning to see all the areas that wisdom has an effect at. Okay? So it says the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of God, and it enlarges their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding standing and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. Okay, are y'all seeing this? It's like here, it's still going on about wisdom. Uh 1 verse 19 now. Okay, the root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Okay? So, again, I'm going to tell you a piece of wisdom over the years that I saw. Okay? I'm going to just keep this thing 100, y'all. As I got older, being young, I witnessed a lot of uh, death and dysfunction and people in kind of messed up situations and everything. And when you're young, and of course, I came up in Christianity, and you know the way that is, they try to gloss, make everything good. I go to funerals, and they preach everybody, and they like them people, man. They could preach the worst sinner into heaven. Okay, so I couldn't make heads or tails of some of the things I saw growing up. But as I got older, I began to see where the what would you call it? The situations people had got themselves in were a direct reflection of the choices, decisions they had made. Um, Whether they're making wise, righteous choices. And when I say wise, righteous choices, I'm talking about choices and decisions that are in alignment with this word. Or whether they were making unwise decisions. And look, and again, you heard me say in my younger years, I wasn't locked into this truth, this word, this understanding, this mindset like I am now. I made a lot of these bad decisions, choices, and everything like that. You know, Yah revealed himself to me, and I hearkened unto it and followed. I made the decision that, hey, I'm going to follow him. And like it's saying here, it's talking about your health. It mentioned health there. It mentioned living a longer life, living a fruitful, abundant life. You know what I'm saying? You get y'all man. This book is y'all's word is the truth. You get outside of that, and you could end up in a life full of misery and shame. Um, you know, one of the things of being a part, like our system here in Straightway, is we try to we get our family in alignment with what we're seeing in the Word, where we don't have the women out working among the heathen. The women work are chase keepers at home. They work at home. They in their traditional biblical role of supporting the house, have children, rearing the children. The men go out, grind, provide for the home, build, do stuff like that, and just that operating in that uh, fashion, in that condition. Um, there's a lot of wisdom that's yielded and a lot of fruit and longevity where the women aren't out there working around all these wicked heathen people, subjecting themselves to that, because the women they're more prone to the influence of their environment, whether positive or negative. And we see that firsthand. We don't have them out there in these negative environments. They're in a conducive environment, and in those environments, you can truly um, watch the sisters flourish and really walk in the what word would I use? I guess the excellence that Yah desired them to walk in. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I don't want to get too far off topic. We at some point we're gonna get to some verses in here where I could go into all that, but we're gonna stay on topic. But just living according to this word is key. It says the root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Okay? A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. Okay? So now we're getting into some of the proverbs that are in here. And what we're going to do, we're going to read we're going to read it in another version. We're going to read it in we're going to read it in a common English version real quick. That same verse. It says, unjust anger won't be justified, for the tipping point of one's anger is one's downfall. So it's this where it says furious here, that word that its meaning is unjustified anger, because it's not a sin to be angry. It says be angry. In another Bible verse says be angry, but sin not. So it tells you, hey, you could be angry, but sin not. Don't sin. Okay? Don't act on that anger in a unrighteous way. But when you're furious, it says you can't be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction, and he'll end up destroying you. It says, a patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. Okay? So what it's saying is, a man of wisdom, something happens, they don't just pop off. They hold their words. They hide their words. They don't operate in their emotions. They let themselves calm down, and then they will, they'll deal with the situation when they're not in an emotional state. And what it's saying is this is a type of wisdom. Okay? The parables of knowledge are in the treasure of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Okay? So, so a wise man is going to value, the parables and the knowledge and the wisdom coming out. But a sinner, and what you're going to later find out as we read further into this, foolish people, godliness and this type of stuff, to them it's like an abomination to them. It's something that they don't want to have anything to do with. So in a common English version, it says there are intelligent proverbs in wisdom's treasures, but sinners avoid godliness like the plague. Okay, and I'm drilling these for a reason, because a lot of us, let me put it like that, a lot of us because of the conditioning of this beast system and of the so-called Christian church, everything like that, a lot of us, our idea of righteousness is, or it you, our idea of righteousness and everything is somebody walking around, oh, praise God, putting praise God after everything, and hey brother, and always sounding nice and smiling, and they're always speaking nice and all this stuff like that. Um, but a lot of that's how a lot of you know people evaluate righteousness. But the reality is, as we read through this, you're going to begin to see not only that that is not how you discern uh, what righteousness is and everything like that. That's not how you do it. But the other thing you're going to begin to see is you're going to begin to see things going on in people's lives in certain ways and actions that they have, and what you're going to do, you're going to really be able to discern righteous righteous people from sinners, okay? Because again, Satan is a deceiver. He deceives people. And Satan is also what? He's also subtle. He's very subtle with how he operates and does things. Where what? Where he could deceive you and you don't even realize you're walking in sin. You're operating in sin. We got a situation going on now, y'all. If y'all go on, if you haven't seen it, but we see a situation going on YouTube where people are making accusations against us and our ministry. They're making accusations against us and our ministry, and they're deceived because they don't even realize that they're making false accusations and that they only heard, I wouldn't even say one side of the story. They're just going off what they're hearing and what they're feeling, but they never actually fulfilled one of the 10 commandments where it talks about not bearing false witness. So where they're making accusations on adultery, this man created adultery, but you don't understand what what gives you the biblical right to accuse somebody of adultery. If you are obedient to the word, how should you go about making that accusation according to what the 10 Commandments say? And you have so many sinners that are deceived, that don't acknowledge they're accusing someone, falsely accusing someone. And I can say that because I fulfilled what the word says. I went directly to the people. I witnessed who witnessed this act, and I went about it in a biblical way. I didn't just go off what somebody felt or what somebody thinks. I did it the biblical way. But again, there's a lot of people unknowingly accusing someone of breaking the 10 Commandments as they break one of the 10 Commandments. And they do it. I saw somebody put a comment in here, and they will do that. And literally that typing bears witness that these are unwise sinners. But it's so subtle. And so many people just get swept away in it. Why? Because they don't have wisdom. They don't have the spirit of wisdom, and they've been deceived by Satan. And it's that simple. And that's why a book like this, a book like Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus, is so critical. So you can really work your salvation out with fear and trembling. It's critical. So let's press on. Let's keep going. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will tarry for a time, and afterward joy will spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Hey, listen, what sin? Transgression of the law. Again, you get you study books like Proverbs and Sirach, and you study that and really drill in on books like that, and you're gonna really have a granular understanding of what it is to be obedient to Yah, to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? For it says, for the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. He delights in you believing and trusting what's written and going by that. And let's pull up that word meek, because meekness, he delights in meekness. This is one we need to drill more. It says meekness is quiet, gentle, and easily imposed, submissive. Let's get another definition. Let's see what we got here. Meek. It says meek is enduring injury with patience and without resentment. Mild. How to use meek in a sentence. Humbly patient and quiet in nature, as under provocation from others. You see what I'm saying? So just a meek spirit in when under attack, and you know what I'm saying, when things are going on, not getting all in your body or in your emotions, in your feelings, when you're getting rebuked, you're getting corrected. This is something, y'all, I had to learn. I ain't even gonna say I had to learn over many years. It the most I dealt with me in my early 40s on that. On Because I was, through a good part of my military career, I wasn't meek. And it was a constant pushing with me and supervision or people of authority over me. And when I got older, he showed me, man, when he began drawing me to him, and he revealed to me with his word and with situations that were going on in my life, that, look, like what I learned at my job, I began to serve everybody on that job. I treated everybody on my job like they were my supervisor. From the youngest, most junior dude in my shop to the people that were over me, I treat them like they were my supervisor. Within months, he made a way for me to get out the military so I could keep his Shabbats. Within months of me learning this, he made a way. He made a way for me to get out of that job, and get a job that was, one, more conducive to for me keeping the Shabbat, where I didn't have to travel anymore. I had weekends off, and then he also, the place where I worked, I came in there with a meek attitude, and he was it was a blessing working there. Okay, somebody asked a question. We're going to hit this question real quick. He said, can a soft man be considered meek? No. And if you saying soft, where it talks about timid. Now, when you look up the, when you look up, you might look up, because I read the dictionary definition of meek, and it kind of hits on it a little bit, and it will say meek, timid, this, that, and other, but that's not what the word means. Because like Moses was meek, but Moses was murking dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just quiet, reserved. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna nobody gonna run over you. But somebody come, hey man, I told you this, I'm gonna do that, and this, that, and the other. So you better shut it down and all this stuff like that. And then if soft dudes be like, well, why are you yelling at me? This, that, and the other. Or somebody with no heart that's soft might be like, okay, I mean, you don't have to yell. We'll do it your way. But a meek, humble, righteous man's gonna be like, he ain't gonna get in his feelings. He ain't gonna be yelling back. He just gonna be like, I'm not gonna do nothing, but I'm gonna just let you know. And he gonna look the dude. He gonna look dude right in his eyes. He gonna be like, I'm gonna just let you know, if you do that, I'm not gonna bend. I'm gonna meet you with force. You see what I'm saying? That's how a meek. But a soft dude be like, well, I mean, we don't have to do it that way. Maybe we could do it this way. You know, he'll bend on the scripture and all that stuff. But like a meek person, and this is a delight to Yah, but Yah also calls you to rebuke, correct, admonish people, you know. And again, you're going to get the wisdom out of this as we read further ahead. You're going to get the wisdom out of this because, and that was a good question the brother asked, because something I see a lot of men struggling with is low self-esteem, insecurity, where they're really not sure of themselves. And should I respond this way, or should I just go with someone when they're coming at me like? And it's because the reason you're insecure and the reason maybe you have low self-esteem is because you didn't have a father who took you through these things and let you know, okay, this is how you respond in this situation. This is how you deal with this. So you never learn these things. But and that's why this wisdom, the wisdom of the Most High, is so powerful, because it will bring you out of insecurity. You can be confident in how you're responding to situations when you get this book in you, when you eat this book. You see what I'm saying? When you study to show yourself approved, then you can have faith and confidence in your responses and how you're dealing with things in your life, and you won't be soft. Because I would say being soft is a type of, being soft is a type of low self-esteem and insecurity. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to get into that more. That was a good question, though. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. So it's saying, man, hey, if you all in, you all in. Here it is in the CB version. It says, don't disobey the fear of the Lord, and don't approach him with a this one says a divided heart. Let's go to this one breaks it down even better. I like the way this is the Good News version, okay? Because this is an important thing. That's why I'm really drilling in on it and making sure we break this verse all the way down. Be faithful in the practice of your religion, okay? The practice of your religion, let's define that as be faithful in the practice of your obedience to the Most High and what's written, okay? When you worship the Lord, so when you obey the Lord, do it with all your heart. And that's a big thing. See, somebody might read over this verse right here. They might gloss over it and miss that, but it's major because a lot of people, they come into this thing, and like I said, the example I give is they're tiptoeing through the tulips. They ain't coming hard body with it. They're like, oh, yeah, I obey the Lord, I'm gonna obey him. Well, watch what we gonna read in the very next chapter. Okay? Because again, everybody got this Christendom understanding of what it means to serve Yah, and it's cupcakes and tulips and good feelings and nothing ever hurts and and it's just gonna feel good all the time, and it has to feel good, and it's never unpleasant, and he loves me, and they got that type of understanding. When, man, you read through this book, it ain't nothing but warfare and combat, analogies and stories through the whole book. But again, the manipulation of this effeminate religion called Christianity twists everything around and have you covert, low-key serving Satan. You see what I'm saying? And you don't even know it because it's so subtle. Like I said, keeping it 1,000 with y'all, man. Y'all seen the dude some of y'all who came in the comment. I took a picture of his comment because I'm gonna do a video on how wicked these people are, and they're so deceived. They full of Satan, and he came in there and typed that stuff up in there, them false claims, just now in here, typed it in there, and I could book where he's off at, but it's so subtle. And Satan is a deceiver, and he's subtle with it. So when you come to Yah, you got to come with all your heart. Like, you got to be all in on this thing. All right? And again, we're going to read these two verses. We're getting ready to go in the next chapter. I'm going to show you why. The book going to show you why, not me. It says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Now look, again, I just said, man, this book cutting. Yo, that dude just came in here. It's in writing. It's in writing. It's clear this dude was bugged out. He off. And it's written. Man, I'm telling you, this book, Sirach, is so, like, the book of Sirach will dagger and expose so many people. Like I said, that dude just came in here, and if you didn't know about this book Sirach, you'd be like, how was that a sin? He just typed a comment, but this book is exposing the dude. It says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed at what thou speakest. It says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so God discover thy secrets, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. Do y'all see how real this is? Like, y'all saw real time. I couldn't have planned this out any better. Dude came in there, made a bogus false claim, no witnesses, bearing false witness, and literally we just dagger him without even getting off topic on what we're saying. Y'all, if what I just put in there is on point, I want y'all to go hit the like button for me. Hit that like button if what I said, if you like what I just said. If the if the Most High is on point, airtight with this book. All right. So now we're gonna move to chapter 2 on here. Okay. So we're gonna uh, we're gonna move to chapter 2. All right. And now the brother, he asks a good question: is being meek soft? And like I said no. And now this gonna drill in on what I was talking about earlier. That's why I didn't want to get too far off topic with it. Okay. It says, and y'all, a lot of y'all know, man, if you follow spiritual combat, y'all know I be drilling on this scripture here. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So if you make a declaration, Michael Israel, I like what I'm hearing here, listening to this Book of Sirach, and I realized this is what I need to start doing. This is where I'm off at. This is what's causing a lot of issues I got going on in my life. And then you see it here. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord. So when you make the declaration, I'm going to keep this book. Prepare thy soul. Prepare for temptation. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So even when it's off and you're struggling and it's tough trying to keep this word, got all these wicked people around you, silly stuff going on, don't pop off. Don't get emotional. Y'all see me, man. When I knew a lot of the couple shows ago, whatever, I knew a lot of these heathens and people making all these false accusations. I knew they were going to be in the comments on my show. What did I do? I said you could come on the show. I let these people come on the show and talk. Y'all saw most of them people were very emotional. They couldn't stop talking. They couldn't stop interrupting. They were just very much carnally led. So you see why they would run with any emotional thing that gets put out there, even though they don't have the evidence, even though what they're thinking is true doesn't line up with any biblical facts. That information, that conclusion wasn't arrived to in a righteous way. That conclusion was arrived at in a wicked way. But these people run with it. Why? Because they don't have the ability to constantly endure. They haven't set their heart. They're not cleaving unto him. Okay? It says, whatsoever is bought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity. You see what I'm saying? I tell the brothers here, man, I let them know, look, that you are not going to grow spiritually unless you go through something. You got to go through something to get to something. Again, the degree to which Christianity thinking, the Greco-Roman, the Greek mind, the degree to which it permeates people's thoughts and how they interact out in this world is mind-boggling. Because people don't think that acceptable men are tried in the furnace of affliction. When the going gets tough, a lot of people get to falling off. Christianity doesn't push that gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. They don't teach you to be patient when you're reduced to a lower state. In order to be patient, you gotta be at peace when all hell's breaking loose around you. What is this taught in? Where do they train this in? This is trained. They train you on this in the military. In the military, they train you in chaotic, stressful situations. I know when we were doing yesterday, uh, me and some of the brothers, um, we were up at the hub doing weapons training. And you know, when I did weapons training in the military, we would go. I remember one the time I learned the most, and I got like my skills with the M16. It's an M16 in the military. My skills with the M16 became ingrained in me. Was we were outside. It was a high 90s out there, humid in Florida. You out there in the you know, you laying on the ground, all this stuff. I had on full BDU outfit and full chem gear. So that's chemical warfare gear. And what chem gear is literally like wearing another even thicker pair of BDUs, battle dress uniform, and it has charcoal inside it too. It's bad. And then on top of that, you gotta wear your mask and your breathing's restricted and you sweating like crazy out there. And we had to and I'm left-handed. So I shoot left-handed. So the guy to my left, the cartridges that he's shooting are popping out, hitting me on my neck, burning me, all that. And like I said, they be like, you got a specified time you got to shoot your target in. So it ain't no, hey, hold on, let me wait for him to stop shooting, all that. No, you got to just shut up, bear it. You got sweat dripping out. And I just had to lock in, and I don't give a damn. I'm going to focus. Because if I don't hit my target correctly and in the allotted time, then what they're going to do, all the people who did hit their target correctly, they're going to get up. They're going to make them, they can go back, take a break, while us, the people who didn't hit it correctly, have to go do it all over again. I wasn't doing that. It was too damn hot. So we just locked in, stayed focused, and I was reduced to a lower state, but I took it patiently, and I was forged. It forged my weapon skills and my ability to shoot with noises going on in stress environments and stuff like that, just being in that particular situation. Like, by the end of that day, I could see, man, I got way better shooting. Because you just have to fight to stay focused. And it's the same thing spiritually. When the Most High has you in a situation that's testing you, whether it's something with a relationship or whether it's something with some sin or people, I like to say people or places or things or whatever it is, he will put you in a situation and you'll get reduced to a lower state. And if you do what this word says, and it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. If you're able to do that, when you come out of that, you're going to be pure gold. Because it says, for gold is tried in the fire. So your ability to focus on the Most High Yah is going to be even more solid. You're going to be less prone to distractions and things getting you off because you're going to know how to focus on Yah. You see what I'm saying? It says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust the Lord and was not confounded? Or did abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Okay? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. Okay? And look, I gotta say, I reflect back on my life and where I was, the way I was when I was younger, and how in the back of my mind I always kept Yah there. I wanted to serve him, but he kept me. And then as I got older, and you know, I mean, looking back, I was like, man, he was there because I could have got taken out. You know what I'm saying? So he won't forsake you. All right. Oops. Let me go back. Okay. It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. You see what I'm saying? It says, woe be unto them. Woe be to these people who, you know, Most High's revealed himself to them, and they, what I call, they tiptoe through the tulips on. His truth has been revealed, but they got fearful hearts. They know it's the truth, but people, places, things, mindsets have too big of a hold on them, and they're fearful and they won't let it go. They have faint hands, fearful hearts, and they're sinners that goeth two ways. They oh yeah, no, I'm serving y'all, but they also serving some other god that they've made, whether it's a person, whether it's a place, whether it's some type of thing, whether it's some type of mindset that they're making a decision not to put forth the effort to overcome. It says, woe to them. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Eventually, whatever that person, whatever that place is, whatever that thing is, whatever that mindset is, eventually it's going to take them out. It's going to get them. It's going to get the best of them. It's going to get them. And they're so deceived, they won't even know it. All they'll know is, oh, you know, no, I'm still good, but I'm going to just go with this thing here, you know. You see? It says, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? That they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his word. It's saying don't lose patience. It's saying when the situation's bad and you're in the lowest state and stuff's going on, learn to be patient. Don't lose it. This is the area I'm growing in. Learning, hey, let go, let Yah. Don't try to force stuff. Let Yah do things in his time. And look, this book here, Book of Sirach, as with the rest of the Bible, is a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. Slice and dice. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. So again, when you see these people, they come in here, they're making these comments and making accusations. You see all these people doing videos, making accusations. But then when you look at how the word tells you about making accusations, you see that it tells you, when the word tells you about making accusations, it has a clear way of doing it. It says in the mouth of two or more witnesses. You know what I'm saying? It has examples of that. In the Ten Commandments, which everybody knows, that's one of them. Don't bear false witness against your brother. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. So again, all you have to do is a simple math and know that somebody coming in, this is why I said this is going to instill discernment into you, okay? When you see someone who comes in making false accusations like that dude did, but you could apply this to anything. But praise y'all that we have an example that y'all witnessed right in front of you, where you got somebody, the dude came in, made a false claim and all these accusations, and we know that they have no biblical proof to justify their accusation or claim. We know that they ain't keeping the law. You know they don't fear the Lord. You know they don't love Yah. Because if they did, they'd be walking this thing out. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word. So we know a lot of these people don't fear the Lord. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Praise Yah for showing us that, so that and taking that burden off and knowing, hey, they don't fear the Lord. Let me just leave them alone, because they don't fear the Lord. And they that love him will keep his ways. And those that don't keep his ways don't love him. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well. So if you don't know and you ain't sure, and maybe this dude does love y'all, maybe he'll go seek out and see, is Michael Israel correct in what he's saying? Let me go do my research. So it says, they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him. And they that love him shall be filled with the law. So this is such a simple way of discerning who your brothers and sisters are and who's not. Again, you got a lot of people, we see this all the time in this assembly. They got people, family members, you name it, whatever, that don't love Yah. They got places, things, they got all this stuff. And they know the math equation, but they got double hearts. They go in two ways. They go with two ways. And to me, it's just something I've always prayed for. Yah, show me. Always pray for y'all to show me who's wicked and show me who's righteous. And man, it's even like you see it. I mean, because if you go by what people tell you, I mean, man, some of the people I've encountered as a head of assembly, some of the people I have encountered, y'all, you would think, it was like, oh, okay, he just came down from heaven to talk to me, but now he's heading back up to heaven to have like tea with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how some of these people, that's how good they could talk. But then you look at their footwork, and it just, and you look at what this word say, and it just, man, this will bring so much peace into your life, just removing yourself and being able to know who's who and what's what according to this word. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people. It's so many people. You just know, hey, don't even entertain it. Okay. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Okay? They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, it's all you gotta do is keep this thing, keep it 100. You know we coming straight down the middle because you see the trolls is here. You know what I'm saying? Silly and unlearned. How's that? What's that verse? What's that verse, Corey? Silly and unlearned questions avoid. You're and you see somebody in there talking about let's debate Torah only, Jesus don't exist, bro. I don't need to debate you on that when I haven't just read he exists. We've experienced them. We cast spirits out. We deal with people with your name. Your name says it all. Look at this dude's name. Mind blown. His mind's blown. Jesus could fix that. Go get some deliverance. Let him cast some demons off you. You see what I'm saying? But y'all, what we did, we went through the first 2 chapters of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus. We went through the first 2 chapters. Need y'all to definitely hit that like button for me, y'all, please. I want to get y'all to hit that because that's going to help get this video out, especially if you're on YouTube. You know, hit that like button for me, y'all. Let's get them up there, please. Y'all go do that for me if this teaching was a blessing for y'all. But yeah, we definitely we're gonna go right down the middle with this, y'all, and it's gonna make a lot of things clear. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make a lot of things clear. You know, again, it's like the brother said. You gotta, when you walk this out, the only way you gonna really truly understand this word, because you know me, I came up, you know, when I first came into this whole biblical understanding, it was just reading. But until I actually went out, got out here, and I did it, live among the saints, you know, have all things in common, come into alignment with what's laid out in the word, and live it out. Because it tells you to prove all things and hold fast to that which is true. It's like we got to do, like he's saying, this guy's saying Jesus doesn't exist, all this stuff like that. That's what somebody come in here saying. How does he know? Oh, I studied this. I'm a study monkey, you know, ever learning and never coming into the knowledge of the truth. But the word tells you to prove all things and hold fast to that which is true. And that's not just sitting there ever learning and never do nothing. You'll know them by their fruits. Is he living this out? You see what I'm saying? These people, immediately I know how sinful these people are, because they just book monkeys. They just in books, But if you could peer into their life, you find out they were wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? All right. But anyway, y'all, with that said, I appreciate all y'all coming in. Um, Definitely, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button on there. And we're going to continue this series. Probably the next one we do, we're probably going to cover more verses. Okay. And I might do another live before, you know, Monday or whatever. So we'll see. But anyway, with that said, man, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Uh, Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate the good questions. Um, and with that said, shalom.